Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Allahumma ja'alna minhum minalladhina amanu wa amilus salihati wa tawasaw bil haqqi wa tawasaw bis sabr. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Summa amma ba'd. Fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidna ilma. Allahumma faqihna fid din. Allahumma hasibna hisaban yasira. Allahumma inna nas'aluka ilman nafi'an wa amalan mutaqabbalan wa rizqan tayyiba. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Allahumma thabbitna inda al-mawti bila ilaha illallah. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Surah Luqman, ayah number 19, inshallah, we are going to go through today. That is 18, so that is our ayah for today. Who picked this ayah to do the Iraq?
Assalamu alaikum, sis.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yeah, I picked up this ayah. This is
Okay, your name?
Asima.
Asima. Okay, go ahead, Asima.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. واخسد في مشيك واغضض من صوتك إن أنكر الأصوات لصوت الحمير. The translation for this ayah is, and be moderate in your walk. That means not too fast or not too slow, and lower your voice. Surely, the ugliest of voices is the voice of the donkeys. So now if we do the irab of it, Waw is harf ataf, and aqsid means be moderate, and this is a fail amar, and file
It's iqsid.
Iqsid.
Yeah, not aqsid. Why not? Because this is bab daraba, right?
Okay.
From daraba, when we are making it amar, so it has kasra, so it will take kasra. Iqsid. But since waw came, so we are not saying wa iqsid, we are saying waqsid, right?
Yes. So this is fail amar and file anta. The letters of this word is qaf, swad, and dal, and that is khasada, and then the mudare is yaqsidu, and khasdan is the khasdan, and khasidun is the ism file. And waqsid, it means and be moderate. Fi mashika, fi is a harfuja, and mashi is a majrur, so this makes jar majrur, and then mashi is light, and then we have a attached pronoun to it, so it makes a idafa fragment. So this is mudaf ilayhi. So mashika is now fi mashika becomes MPF. Fi in mashika is in your pace, and this that you The root words for Mashi is Meen, Sheen, and Ya. And from there you get Yamshi and Mashyan, the masdar of it. And then once you proceed further, Waw. Waw is a harf ataf. And here, Uqdud is Fi'l Amr, Anta. And Min Sautik. Min is again harf jar here. And Sautik is Jar Majrur and Idafa fragment it's making. And it is MBF for Waqsil. Fi Mashika Waqzus Min Sautik. Min Sautik is of your voice. Min is off and Sautik is your voice. And Sautik, so Inna Ankara al-Aswati la Sautul Hamir. Now this is a different sentence. And this is a Jumla Ismiya because it's starting with Inna. Inna is harf nasab. Ankara al-Aswati is ismuha of Inna. So this Inna and Ankara al-Aswati makes a mubtada. La Sautul Hamir. La Sautu is light and al-Hamir. And this is mudaf ilayhi coming as a khabar of Inna. And Ankara, Inna is indeed, and Ankara is the harshest al-Aswati of all sounds. La Sautu is surely the voice. La is here, La Tawqid, so that's why we are using it, surely the voice. Al-Hamir of the donkeys. It's the plural here.
Sorry, I was logged off. Okay, yeah. So
yeah, so I finished this sentence in Ankara al-Aswati. So Ankara is light and al-Aswati, and this is making a mudaf lehi. But when I was listening to your this thing in Urdu class recording, you mentioned here this is superlative, but I could not catch in that because
I would explain.
It was all in Urdu, so I could not catch much of it.
I would explain.
Okay.
Okay, any lesson?
What I find in this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying just in your walk, in your pace is to be moderate, not to be too fast and not to be too slow. That makes me think that, you know, it's how we can be moderate in our lives.
Exactly.
Especially when we have our this thing, when we look at our standard of living that we have increased it to such an extent that it's so much in this thing.
Yeah, exactly. So basically it is referring to a balanced life. Yes. It's not only just the walk and talk, right? Yes. Basically, it is the life lesson for us that we need to keep a balance in our life. In every phase, in every aspect of life, we need to stay balanced.
Yes, especially when we do our, you know, the way we spend on ourselves, like buying clothes and jewelry and the food and the wastage. I mean, this is like, this has come into our culture and we don't see it as bad. So this is such this thing, like a disease. It's growing in the culture like a disease and we don't see it, anything bad about it.
And this is all about ladies. Ladies are the the people who spend more than men, right?
Yes.
So our closets are full of clothing. Still, don't know what to wear. Whatever is coming, right? So that is basically the thing we need to put a stop right, somewhere, because this is not the right thing to do. Because in our surrounding, we see that so many people are unfortunate, right?
Yes.
Even so many girls are just sitting at their parents' house because they cannot afford,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So that we need to think all that stuff, right? Allah, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with the money, we
Yes.
should not be doing israf.
Yes. And
But
in
yeah.
Aswati la Sautul Hamir, to be very soft and gentle in your thought, and not to bray, like, not to be too loud, like this thing. And since this is a Luqman, he's giving advice to his son. So when we see as a parent, and how how we shout at them, especially when the children are very small, and they just start to laugh at you, and instead
Yeah.
of taking it seriously, they just burst into laughter.
Yeah, because our face is so funny.
Yes, it gets so funny and red, and then you can start to spit out, and so in every walk of life, Allah is telling us to be very moderate and very considerate and very soft in composure.
Yeah, that's very true, subhanallah. Okay, so now you already did the word ghadda. Yeah, ghaddu.
Yeah, I did not do that.
So yeah, so over here that is going to be irregular verb, because ain and lam kalima are same, and that's why it is not going to conjugate in a regular way. And another unique thing about this word is that it comes from bab nasara and bab daraba as well. And subhanallah, look at the how deep is the language, that when it is coming from bab nasara, then it has different meanings, and when it is coming from bab daraba, it has different meaning. And this is not the case only with this verb. There are many afal that fall into 2 or 3 babs, right? And then they have different meanings. And when they are going to mazid fihi families, then they are having different shades of meaning, subhanallah. So just 3 root letters, but going into different containers, into different bab, and they are creating different meanings. Subhanallah, right? So ghadwa ya ghaddu, which is bab nasara, it means lowering your gaze. अपनी आंखों को नीचे रखना, right? और this is not only for the ladies, it's apply for both men and women. Both they need to keep their gaze down when they are in the company of opposite gender specifically, right? So we should not be staring at people. And when it comes to bab daraba, so ghadwa could be ya widdu, which is going to make it bab daraba. And from bab daraba, it means to become fresh, and it is used for the plant. And from we have masdar ghadwa or ghadid. Ghadid is on the patron of fa'il, which we know this is the patron of sifatul mushabba. We need to remember the word Rahim, right? The name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yes.
So it is on the same patron. So the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is inbuilt in him, right? It is the permanent quality of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So from there we are this sifatul mushabba has been derived, and which is ghadid, and ghadid means something fresh and juicy.
And ghadada means?
Ghadada, this is masdar, right? So masdar could be same, something is fresh.
Fresh, okay.
Yeah. And then we have the word ankara.
Masdar, when you put in nasara. What is the masdar when you put the
bab nasara? Yeah. Ghadda yaghuddu.
Yeah.
Ghuddan. Even ghadada look like it is sigatul mubalgha to me. We can double check. If you guys look in the dictionary or dod, in the dictionary you don't have to put 3 letters. When it is mudaf, then just put ghain and dod, and you are going to find all the variation of this word. Okay, and then the word ankara. Ankara, can someone tell me what is the wazn of it?
Nakara.
Af'ala. No.
Oh,
Yes. Nakara, when I say nakara, two things we need to look. Okay, one thing is called jazar. So jazar is basically root letters.
Jazar.
Okay, and the other thing is wazn. Wazn mean container, like what, or patron you can say. So container or patron. So the patron is for ankara. How I'm gonna say, because noon, kaf and ra, we are saying this is the jazar. So in place of, so in place of, we have the word ankara. That is going to be our surf class now. So ankara, we are saying the root letter are noon. So my noon is what kalima?
Fa.
Fa kalima. My kaf is
Ain.
ain kalima, and ra is lam kalima, right? And then I have schoon on this thingy, my fa kalima, fatha, and fatha. And then I need to bring hamza over here. So what pattern, what wazn is it?
Af'ala.
Af'ala. So this is, you are going to do practice by writing, and inshallah soon you guys would be able to grab how to find out the wazn. So this is af'ala pattern. And now for the af'ala pattern, you are going to find 3 overlaps. Af'ala pattern could be sifatul mushabba, which is like a rahim. One pattern of sifatul mushabba is fa'il, rahim. And you know, this sifatul mushabba, it has how many patterns? 48 patterns.
Subhanallah.
Yes, 48 patterns. And one of them, fa'il, we see many names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on it, right? And even af'alu is also the pattern of sifatul mushabba. And af'alu is basically mamnu min as-sarf, mean it is partly flexible. Not fully, partly flexible, meaning it will take dhamma and it will take fatha in nasab and jar. So muslimun, musliman, muslimin, we are going to say af'alu, af'ala, af'ala, right? Okay, so one thing we are saying that it could be sifatul mushabba, but this sifatul mushabba, when it is on the af'alu pattern, it is only for the uyub. What is uyub mean? What is
Something bad.
Yeah, aib. We say aib. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Characteristics.
Aib mean like some weakness, right?
Okay.
Some weakness. So for example, ain, mim, and ya, ama. Ama mean blind, right? This is the verb, not blind, but like he became blind or whatever, right? And then ama is on the pattern of af'alu. It should be amayu, right? So this is aib, right? This is some weakness, some deficiency in your body part, right? So this pattern is going to be used for deficiency in your body part. So ama is the one who is blind. Abkama, the one who is mute, who cannot speak. And awaja is someone who cannot walk properly. So what are these three? These are aib in someone, right?
Yes.
And you can see that they are used on the pattern of af'alu. So one thing, it could be sifatul mushabba, but when it is sifatul mushabba, then it is going to refer towards some aib, some deficiency in body. Right? Over here in Ankara, is it showing any deficiency in the body part?
No.
No. Right? And then it can be number 2 overlap could be family 4 Madi Hua version, like Aslama. Is Ankara look like Aslama?
No.
No?
Yes.
Yes.
Why not?
Aslama. Oh, I see. Okay.
Ankara is like Aslama. So it is overlapping on a family 4 Madi Hua version. Right? And then the third overlap could be Isam Tafdil. Isam Tafdil is same on the pattern of Af'alu. And Isam Tafdil, we know that when we say Isam Tafdil, it could be two things. Either it could be comparative or superlative. How we are going to figure it out if it is comparative over here? And basically, first, what is the difference between comparative and superlative?
So comparative will use the min. And
Comparative gonna be only for between two people, right?
Yes.
Two people. That is comparison.
Yes.
But superlative when we are comparing someone with everyone.
Okay.
Right? That's the difference. And for how we are going to figure it out that if it is comparative or superlative in Arabic, if it has min after it, then it is basically comparative. Akbaru min, someone is bigger than someone, right? So then akbaru would be used. But if it has al on it, if that afalu pattern, if it has al on it, or it is becoming a mudaf, then it is superlative degree. That's why we are translating over here as a superlative degree. The ugliest of all voices. Right? So ugliest is the superlative degree. The ugliest of all voices is the braying of donkeys. Make sense? So we are saying, looking at the pattern of alu, and afalu could be three things. It could be sifatul mushabba, which is going to be used for the only for the deficiency in body part. Secondly, it could be fail madi, huwa version. And thirdly, it could be isam tafdil. And then isam tafdil, it could be comparative or superlative. Over here, since Ankara is used as a mudaf, right? It is idafa fragment over here. So that's why it is giving the meaning of superlative. Make sense?
Ankara is used as mudaf.
Yeah, Ankara is mudaf.
So,
Al-Aswati is
South
mudaf.
Swati is mudaf ilayh.
Yeah.
So Ankara is partly flexible.
No, Inna is making it, yeah, it is partly flexible. It can take U sound or A sound, not E sound.
So Nasb and Jar is Ankara.
Yeah, Nasab and Jar both would be Ankara. And then La Sautul Khamir. What is this La doing over here? When after Inna, we have Inna in the sentence, we can expect this La.
This la,
Stating
the,
la.
the- no,
Yeah,
it's
stating
lam
lam
al-muzakara.
of ibtada. It's supposed to be in the beginning, that should be lam with the mubtada.
Is it lam of ibtada or muzhalika?
Yes. Oh, and even lamu tawkid. So these three names we can remember for this lam.
What is a muzhalaka means?
Muzalaka, skating.
Okay.
Why skating? Because as I said that this lam was supposed to come or attach with mubtada. But inna came in the picture and inna pushed it away, right? And now instead of attaching with mubtada, it attached with who? Khabar.
Khabar.
That's why we are calling lamul muzahalaka, because it is being pushed.
So aswati is the superlative degree then.
Yeah, al aswati, yeah, superlative degree. Why superlative degree? Because ankara, which is ismu tafdil, and ismu tafdil is coming as a mudaf over here. Al aswati is mudaf ilayhi.
So,
Clear?
yeah, so, Ustada, if the inna would not have been there, the lam would have been with the ankara, and lam would have got attached to
Yeah,
what?
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So sautu is also mudaf and hamiri is mudaf ilayh.
This one, why yeah, okay, mudaf ilayhi. Yes, it is idafa fragment, but coming as a khabar.
Yes.
Khabarina.
So that's why lam is we are calling before it came before mudaf. That's why lam is iftad, lamul ibtada, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be with the mubtada, but inna pushed it away, so that's why we are calling that this is basically lamul muzahlika now. In Quran, you will see in Surah Ali Imran, Lahu wal Azizul Hakim. Talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, what is that lam over here?
Ibtada.
Lamul ibtada, it attached with huwa, which is referring to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is mubtada, right? So this lam attached to mubtada. And now if we have inna in the picture, then it would be innahu la azizul hakim, right? Yeah. So it will attach to the khabar then. Make sense?
Yes.
This lam comes a lot with the inner sentences, right?
Yeah. Supposed to be within, yes. Okay.
What
So
is the meaning of qasada then?
qasada, intent.
Intent?
Irada karna, yeah.
Intent. Okay.
So Ustad, I'm just
Literal meaning is intent, but over here it is saying that since it is referring to fi mashika, right? Ummatul muks in Quran Pak is used. Ummatun muqtasidun. Right, moderate ummah. For Muslims it is called muqtasidatun. Something like that, okay? So kasa, the literal meaning is, as I said, it has maqsad word is coming from here, right? And what is maqsad? Purpose, right? But it also take the meaning of being balanced. So when it is coming to iktasada, right? Or even yeah, this one is not family 8. So it is also taking the meaning of being moderate, balanced. Okay. So it has the meaning of purpose and it has the meaning of being balanced. So that's why we are saying be moderate in your walk.
So Baghdad is lower.
Yes, lower. Ghaddul Baswar in Surat Nur is used, right? It is a command for everyone, men and women, that keep your gaze low. Sister Saida, you were asking something, yeah?
Yeah. And which one is the superlative? Ankara or Asalaw?
Okay. Ismu Tafdeel, what should be the pattern of Ismu Tafdeel?
Akbar pattern, right? Akbaru.
Yeah, exactly.
So this one is superlative, not
Yeah.
Aswatu, right?
No, we are saying the ugliest.
Yeah. No, I
Okay.
think someone was asking Aswatu is not the superlative. Ankara will be superlative.
Yes, Ankara is on the pattern of Af'alu. That is Ismu Tafdeel.
Okay.
Not Aswat.
You know, so like, and that one, because it is coming in the as a mudaf, so Ankara will be turned into superlative from comparative to superlative, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Jazakallah.
When the Af'alu pattern coming as a mudaf, as a Ismu Tafdeel, then it is superlative degree basically. Jazakallah. Okay, so now what we are learning in this ayah, that walk with objective, walk with balanced pace, live a life of adl, live a balanced life, right? So walk with objective means whatever we are doing in our life, we should have purpose, we should have intention behind it. As a Muslim, we know whatever we are doing, we should have our intentions clear on it, right? If we make our intention for we do ton of things in a day, right? Even we are eating. So if we are eating and our intention behind is that I have to pray after, so I should have energy, or I need to take care of my kids, I need to do their good tarbiyah, right? So I need to have a balanced diet, right? So even this eating is your ibadah, right? So that's why walk with objective mean whatever we are doing during our day, it should have some intention. It should have objective behind it. Why I'm doing it. It's not like we are just sitting in front of the TV. We do not know the purpose of our life, and hours going down, right? So whatever we are doing, we need to do with objective in our mind, with intention, the true intention, because we are abd, and abd is 24/7 abd of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Each and every act we are doing during our day, it should be just for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the purpose of our life, right? So we are abd, we are supposed to do ibadah, and ibadah does not mean just 5 salah in a day, and after that we can do whatever. Rather, whatever we are doing just for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to make him happy, right? Then Ghudul Basar, Surat Nur, we can find that term, which means lower your gaze, which is also hinting that discipline your abilities, right? So lower your gaze also mean discipline your abilities, avoid watching haram with your eyes, because these eyes are given as a blessing by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we should not be watching what is going to displease Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Have control over your blessing and discipline your energies. What a beautiful message. And then waqsid fi mashika, walk with purpose, live a purposeful life. Don't spend a life like an animal. Unfortunately, most of the mankind is living a life of an animal. We wake up, we go to our work, we come back, we just do our whatever job required at home, we do that. And once we are done, we have no energy, we could just go to bed, and in the morning repeat telecast. What kind of life are we living? Right? So we need to think that a real purpose of our life is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? So we need to keep this in our mind, and we need to spend our life accordingly. Then waqsid fi mashiyika, walk gracefully. Simple and easy advice. Doable target to follow. Right? So sometimes for our own self or for others, let's say for our kids, we make big goals. Right? And then we just can keep them for maybe 1 week or maybe 2 weeks, right? And after that, what's gonna happen? We won't be able to follow it. Why? Because it was so hard. Or one day we are all day praying Quran and praying our Salah in time and listening to the lecture, and the next day we are out for the party and we don't know if we prayed our Salah or not. Right? So that's why balance in life and simple and easy doable targets are very important, especially when we are dealing with the kids. When we are doing their tarbiyah, always try to give them doable targets, small goals, so they can easily fulfill them, and then reward them, right? So they stay happy that they have attained some goal. That is beautiful, simple and easy advice by Hazrat Luqman alayhi salam to his son. Be graceful in your life. Do not rush in walk, right? Do not rush in your action. Do not rush in making decisions. Stay calm, collective in your dealings with people, right? All that can apply waqsid fi mashiyika. When we are, some people, they are in habit to walk very fast. And if you look at them, they look so funny when they are walking, right? And some people, they just walk so slow that it's annoying for the people who are behind them, right? So what a beautiful message over here, that we need to pick up graceful and moderate walk, right? So we look graceful when we are walking, and then it can also refer to making decisions. Sometimes we rush in making decision, and then we have to regret after, right? And when we are doing things last minute, right, then mostly we are rushing on it, and when we rush, it's not a quality work. So that's why we need to make small achievable goals, and we need to stay calm and collective.
They always say in Pakistan, Jaldi ka kaam shaitan ka kaam hai.
Yeah, exactly, it is.
And
It is.
also, I think the scholars always say, when you mention to do keep small goals, the scholars always, they always mention that consistency and is very important in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even if you do just little ibadah, but
Mhm.
consistently, that's very important.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Because we are supposed to, let's say Quran, right? We are supposed to pray Quran every single day, right? We need to grow in our deen, and by reciting Quran Pak, by pondering over it, this is how we are going to have a better connection with Quran and with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But if one day we are reciting half para or whole juz, right, and then next day nothing, that is not liked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to do everything in a consistent way, right? So we at least we are reciting 5 ayah a day. That is good enough if we are doing it every single day. We can increase after, right? But whatever we are doing, it should be consistent. That is very beautiful point. Then being balanced in your opinions. We see, if we observe people, we will see that mostly when people are, let's say we Muslim, we can see them, we can see people, or we can see Muslim in two categories. What are these two categories? One is they are doing ibadah on extreme point. And what is their extreme point? They think that, okay, ibadah is going to Hajj, right? Praying 5 salah, reciting Quran Pak. That is the definition of ibadah in their minds, right? So they are basically trying to give the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but after the salah or after the Hajj, they have license to do whatever they want to do. They can cheat in the business, right? They can do zulm on their own family members by not giving them the right of inheritance, right? And they can do all sort of evil things, but they are very particular. They are doing Hajj every single year, right? And they are praying their salah. So that is extreme. So they are just giving the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but they have no idea that the rights of people are more important, right? Because we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can forgive his own rights, but for the people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to forgive us on their behalf. We need to go through a process. No, if not in this world, then in the hereafter, right? So, and the other end is that they do not pray salah at all. They do not do any kind of ibadah, but they are advocate of the rights of people, right? So this is another extreme. So what we are learning over here, that we need to keep a balance. We need to give the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well as the rights of people. This is how we are going to have a healthy society. This is how our ummah is going to grow. This is how our ummah is going to be a role model for other people. And then sometimes when we are doing tarbiyah of our kids and we are trying to put the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in their hearts, one opinion is that they put so much love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in it and there is no fear. No, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Rahim, He is Kareem, He gonna forgive, right? And the other end is that they start with the fear. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will burn you, right? So both, we are going to take a balance in it. So when we are instilling the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we need to instill the love and fear both in their kids, in our kids. So balanced approach is required over here, wisely. Then if we look ayah number 18 and 19, so in ayah number 18, there was two things that are forbidden. What were they? وَلَا تُسَعِّرْ خَدَّكَ لِلنَّاسِ وَلَا تَمْشِ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَحًا, right? So basically that was do not be proud of yourself too much. Do not be like show boost in your walk out because you are you have so many blessings given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and instead of making these blessing humble, you are being arrogant, right? So these two action are forbidden, that we should not be showing boast or pride in our walk and talk. And if we see ayah number 19, there are two commands are given. So even 18 and 19, these ayat, we can see the balance in them, right? So two things we are not supposed to do and two things we are supposed to do. Waqsid fi mashika and wa'udud min sautika. Then these ayat, what they are teaching us, they are teaching us to be a confident Muslim, but not arrogant, right? So confidence means nothing is above me and nothing is below me. Subhanallah, right? So nothing is above me will keep me out of pride. So I will not feel someone that I'm bigger than someone in any way, and nothing is below me is nothing is below me, like no one is, I'm not gonna belittle someone, right? Neither be intimidated by someone and can't express your thought, nor be so full of yourself then that you belittle someone. So what is basically the confidence? Confidence is that if there is someone who is, let's say, more than you in knowledge sitting beside you, right? So you are not going to just intimidate yourself too much that even you cannot speak, your voice is gone, right? You are so shaky and shy, right? So do not get overwhelmed by the presence of someone who is more wealthy, right? Or who is in any way look like more in many aspects than you, right? So you are not going to be you are not going to be like you know, that you feel that okay, I'm nothing, right? Neither if someone who has lesser than you in many different terms, maybe lesser than you in knowledge, in wealth, or whatever, right? So you are not going to belittle that person. So confidence does not mean that we be arrogant or we belittle someone.
So nothing is above me means don't let anyone embarrass you or put you down.
Exactly. Yeah. So neither you are putting someone down, nor someone should put you down, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you should have that confidence. But unfortunately, that confidence is missing because we are taking our success of criteria in this world is totally different, right? So if we see someone having a big house and branded cars they are driving, or a good career, right? So in their presence, we are not, even though if they are doing something wrong, we won't be able to tell them that this is wrong to do, right? So we are overwhelmed by their blessing or by their success or whatnot, right? And when someone is, well, we see that someone, that poor guy on the street, we can easily just belittle them, right? So that is the thing, that confidence means that we need to keep a balance, right? Then also we are learning over here is Vaksit fi Mashika, also giving us that manage your time and commitment. And that is basically for students of knowledge, or even our kids, right? We see our kids, they do things on the last minute. I don't know why is that so, right? So if they know that their exams are going to be after 2 months, so they are going to waste 1.5 months, and last 2 weeks they would be studying for it. And then they are panicking, and they are angry, and the whole environment of the house is ruined by it, right? And then again, hastiness worsen the situation, right? So when we are doing things at the last minute, obviously we need to rush, and when we are rushing, then we are worsen the situation. So that's why we need to make doable goals, chunk down our jobs and responsibilities. And Vaksit fi Mashika, or also these all ayat, basically, if we just summarize them, that it is giving us that we need to live a balanced life. And when we see our young ones, right, let's say someone not very practicing Muslim, they are young, right, or new Muslims, right, new convert. So now they see that, oh my goodness, so many things I need to fix, right? And it can be so overwhelming for them. So what is the solution? Vaksit fi Mashika, that we need to take baby steps. We need to, if we see that so many habits we have to change, right? And some of them are so stubborn, it's hard to change. Then what we can do, we can try to do more good deeds, right? We know the ayah use hibnas, innal hasanata use hibna sayyat, right? So hasana, good deeds, they can eat up, they can remove our bad deeds. So if some habit is so stubborn, and we need to work on it, but it cannot be taken away from our life in one day, right? So meanwhile, what we can do, we can increase ourselves in more good deeds, and then obviously good company, right? And I think previously I mentioned, when good company means that we need to find someone who is more, basically more righteous, I should say, right? Because everyone has different level, different pace, right? So if someone who is righteous and they are sitting in a company who is not that righteous, you're gonna feel, oh, I'm okay, look at them, right? So he gonna feel himself better than these people, right? And that is going to demotivate that person to do more good deeds, right? But if the same person is in the company where there are more righteous people, then obviously they are going to motivate this person, and he is going to rush more in doing good deeds, right? So the righteous company is going to be different for every person, because every person's level is different.
There's a beautiful dua for this. If you want to sit in a company of pious people or good people, you should ask dua, you should make dua. Allahumma yassir li jalisan salihan.
Subhanallah, yeah. Subhanallah. And even the dua of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, Rabbi awzi'ni an ashkura ni'mataka allati an'amta alayya wa ala walidayya wa an a'mala salihan tardahu wa aslih li
fi zuriyati wajalni birahmatika fi ibadika salihin.
Yeah, right. So look at Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam.
Subhanallah.
Even he is asking Saleh company, subhanallah.
Inshallah. Yeah.
Subhanallah.
That's
Right.
why, you know, when we recite the Quran, the scholars says that after reciting the Quran, make sure you recite 3 times A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim and blow on your chest, because Shaitan comes and whisper that, wow, so, you know, you have done an amazing job by reciting the Quran. So just to ward off the Shaitan, you recite so you won't feel proud.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And obviously, if we want to take the path of haq, right? So then this is the beautiful dua to memorize and make. Allahumma arinal haqqa haqqan warzuqna ittaba'ahu wa arinal batila batilan warzuqna istinabahu. So what we are asking that, oh Allah, you show us the truth as truth, because this is the thing, right? First we need to realize it. When there are so many fitnas, then something evil, we do not even think as evil, right? So that is the time for us that we need to make duas, that at least first we need to realize that something is wrong, right? And when it is wrong, then we are going to try to avoid it. So first we need to let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala show us the truth as truth, right? And then he can give us tawfiq that we can follow it. Warzukna ittaba'ahu, to follow it. Wa arinal batila batilan. Batil is so like overtaken in this world, right? So norms are totally different. What was thought evil maybe 20, 25 or 50 years ago, now it is totally, we are prone to it, right? It's not that we can see that as a evil. Even we are doing it, right? The way we dress up or our kids dress up, if our grandparents see us, they will be shocked. Or what kind of like movies or dramas we are watching, right? That was totally unacceptable maybe 50 years ago, right? So things are changing. Shaitan is working hard. So that's why we need to make dua that Allahumma arinal haqqa haqqan warzuqna ittaba'ahu wa arinal batila batilan warzuqna istinab. So we stay away from it, we avoid it. So same thing as we already discussed, that as a student of Quran, we will never be mutakabbir, or never with low self-esteem, right? So again, we need to be a confident Muslim, confident student of Quran. Wherever we go, we need to show our confidence, right? In our walking, in our talking. We should have a graceful walk and talk. We need to be a role model for others. Unfortunately, the Muslims were supposed to be role model, but unfortunately, look at our kids and look at us. We are making role model to those who have nothing to do with Islam, right? These kuffar, basically, they are our role model. This celebrity is our role model. And Ibn Qayyim said the beautiful thing. He says that give yourself completely in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as dead body is in the hands of Ghasil. Ghasil means the one who give ghusl, right? So the one who is giving a ghusl to a dead body, the dead body is in his hand, like basically on his mercy. So this is how we are supposed to submit. This is how we are supposed to surrender, because we say we are Muslim. Muslim is from Aslama, right? Aslama, the one who surrender, the one who submit. So Muslim, our name is Muslim. We say that we are Muslim. So that means we need to be completely surrender, submit for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Submit completely to him, right? And then have trust on him. And then our mind and heart itself will stop us from doing any doubtful, right? Because when we know that we are going to submit in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because we know him, right? We love him. He is our Rabb, he is our creator, right? We have to go back to him, right? When these all things are in place, then like avoiding evil will not be hard, because when we love someone, we can sacrifice easily anything for them. We sacrifice our sleep for our kids. We sacrifice our own desires for our kids, right? If subhanallah, one of our kid is sick, right? We are ready to give each penny for their sake to get their health back. Isn't that the case? Right? So we can sacrifice anything. So when we are in love with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then controlling our nerves will piece of cake, right? We can easily control our nerves. So, but the problem is that we don't have this tawakkul, we don't have this submission. So we need to beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he make us the way he wants us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mold us according to however he wants us to be.
Ameen.
Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Okay, so with that, we
I
can
was listening
that.
to one of the scholar. I'm sorry. I think I should share this. It's so, mashallah, mashallah, heartwarming. The scholar said that it took Hazrat Umar Razillah Ta'ala Anhu, Hazrat Umar Farooq Razillah Ta'ala Anhu, 12 years to memorize Surah Baqarah.
Yes.
Because how it was that, you know, how in at the time of our beloved Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that Sahaba Razillah Ta'ala Anhu used to ponder on the one ayah and apply it in their life and then move on to the second one. So
Exactly.
it took 12 years for Hazrat Umar Farooq Razillah Ta'ala Anhu to memorize Surah Baqarah.
Yep, that's true.
Subhanallah.
Subhanallah, yeah. And even they don't have to fix tajweed. They don't have to learn the meaning, right?
Yeah, that's true. No, that's so true.
So they know it. When they heard it, they can memorize right away.
They
right?
understand
Like,
it right away.
exactly. But since they were applying it, that's why it took them that long. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. Okay, with that, inshallah, we can end our session. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Quranil Hakim. Wa nafani wa iyyakum bi ayati wa zikril hakim. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta ونستغفرك 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 ونتوب إليك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.